Ford Video Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas is McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in, everybody. I've been told that I was holding the mic too close. It was too loud. So I'll try to make me better this week. Hope everybody's having a great week. We are episode 176 of our live stream / podcast. So you can get this and find this recording on your favorite podcasting streaming platforms, or of course on your friendly YouTube channel right here. So
yeah, we're less than 25 episodes away from 200.
That's right. That's still half of a year.
That's right.
Anyway, hope you guys are having a great night, and of course thoughts still going out to those in California. A lot of people without homes right now, so yeah, be keeping them in your thoughts, and I know that Ford's trying to do things to help out with the Team Rubicon and some other things. So yeah, so it's good to see that they're stepping up and trying to help out. And yeah, a lot of people I know. We have one of our members I saw on here. He says he's in Orange County, and I think last week we checked in with him on the Discord, which we're going to talk about that. He was doing okay. He said it was like 20 miles away from the fires. I'm like, that seems close.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems close. But I guess there's a lot of people between him and the fires, so it'll take a little while to get through because there's a lot of land and a lot of things there. So anyway, but he said the winds have picked up. So
they're calm tonight. They are expected to pick up tomorrow.
Yes. So, oh man, and thoughts of the firefighters that are fighting this. I mean, that is crazy. So anyway. Yeah. All right. See what else is going on. Don't forget, if you're new, hopefully you're go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. So, all right.
Mid-Coast Maine. Hello to all from the almost snow-free mid-coast of Maine.
I think Bridgeview said that we got more snow than they had up there in Maine.
Yep.
Oh,
so he is 50 miles southeast of the fires.
We have a couple of our members that they're not on here weekly, but I did reach out to them by email, and they were within a couple miles from the Eaton fire, and they said they were packed up, ready to go, but they even though they were in the evacuation zone, they waited it out because they knew that the fires like to go uphill. And the winds were what was maybe shifting it different ways. So they were just watching for the winds and everything. And they were ready. They didn't sleep at night. Like one of them stayed up ready to go. And then, so the other one said he was still a ways away and they weren't in the evacuation zone. But anyway, so that was pretty close for them, but it ended up going the other way. So, but anyway, craziness. So anyway, all right. Well, so yeah, we'll see what else I got in mind. Don't forget, yeah, all that good stuff. Membership as well. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Also, our merch site we do have going on next week, right? That's next week, January 22nd to the 27th. There's 15% off everything on our merch site. So if you're wanting any of our merch or anything like that, now that would be a good time to do it. 15% off. Pretty good savings. They typically will do a 50 or 20%. So that's up there pretty good. If you're wanting that, go to our merch site at salonmacarthur.myspreadshop.com. You can get to it down in the description. There's a link, as well as I have it on our website, which is FordVideoGuyMedia.com. We have links to about everything we do on there. So anyway.
Yeah.
Plus all the socials and the streams on there and everything else. And then also, as a reminder, you have your podcast should go live Thursday.
It'll go live Thursday.
So another interview. Episode 2. So if you're not subscribed to her channel, make sure you are. All Women Driven. Go to that channel. I need to put that I haven't added it to the description yet. Make sure you go to her channel and also check out her social, which she has for that as well. And also to your podcast on Spotify.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
and check it out. And it's about women in automotive, but I'm telling you, I watched the first episode. It was really good. It's you don't have to be a female. Males, go over there, listen to it. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna listen to it. And so it'll be really good. So this week's is someone at the dealership
Yes.
that has grown up
Yep.
in automotive.
She is a 5th generational automotive.
Yeah. So I think watch that one. That'll be good. And she can also probably I don't know what you guys talked about, but you probably talked about some stuff that had to do with how things have changed since she was younger.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And how automotive
I didn't
has
realize
changed.
that she's been here, I think, 2 years less than you.
Yeah. She worked the front desk for.
She
years.
worked the front desk. She went through detail, like basically what I went through.
So she's someone that's at the dealership here. So anyway, so it'll be good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that Thursday night. So check that out. So
I need to go back through
Nation podcast is here. They started a new channel. Now I got another channel I got to subscribe to.
Wait, they did?
Yeah.
I'm going to go check it out.
So they're going to do their podcast on a separate, I think on a separate channel, ATN or it says All Train podcast. And then their All Train Nation is where their live stream won't be. It's going to be over there. So then we have to become a member on that one too. I get it though. I get it because I'm like that because our channel is short form doesn't work on our channel. So, again, getting the videos and seeing the exposure and everything as a YouTuber, you got to figure out what that algorithm is for your audience. And our audience and people that like to watch our videos like the long form stuff. And my long form videos do well. Every time I do a short video, it doesn't do well.
Sorry. That's why I do the short form.
Well, I'm not talking just shorts.
No, I know.
I'm talking about the shorter duration videos.
10 minutes.
They don't typically. That's why you'll see most of my videos are 10 minutes. It's not that I need to be 10 minutes for the monetization. They've actually changed that to 8 minutes now, but it's that I don't know that I just tend to go 10 or more minutes, right? So. Anyway, speaking of that, this last week, the videos that we had went live are Built Wild Wednesday. We talked about the Black Diamond package for the Bronco Sport and the Bronco and what they look like for 25 model year. We got our first Black Diamonds in recently. And what's really funny is those weren't some of the first ones we had got scheduled. Did you know? I don't know if you noticed that or not. But they are the first ones they pumped out to dealers because they know that they need more orders of those. And so I think they wanted to get those out to dealers first so they could see how cool they were and people could see them and then get the excitement about that package. So then they'd get more orders. Because I noticed that because we had several that were like, no, these weren't some of the first. I noticed in my report, I actually have when they got scheduled. And I noticed there was a bunch that were built before them. They got shipped out. So anyway, we actually have for the Big Ben a Black Diamond package and a Black Appearance package. So Wednesday's video will be a walk around on the Black Appearance package on the Bronco Sport. I'll get that recorded tomorrow. And then last week, Super Duty Saturday, we did an F450 Platinum walk around. So we walked around the Platinum edition so you can see kind of what's a little bit different for this year. It is different because now they have that Platinum Plus. So that is that. And then yesterday, Maverick Monday, we talked about flat towing, and we talked about adaptive cruise control, both. And we'll talk more about those two in just a little bit because I don't have a lot of stuff later under dealer news. So we'll maybe, talk about a little bit about the Maverick flat tow, as well as we'll talk about the adaptive cruise because some people are saying that theirs isn't working. So we'll find out. So I'm wondering if they actually know they have a lariat. But anyway, and then there's some order guide updates that I missed last week that I want to cover. Actually, that's what I was doing last night. So you notice I usually always will watch All Train Nation. And last night I was listening more. I was watching but listening, but I wasn't commenting a lot because I was going through, you can see it right here, all these pages of the order guide. So what I do is whenever there's an order guide update, they'll show you what pages got updated, but they won't tell you what on the page. And so I went through and condensed all these little changes to this for they changed something on the Bronco Bronco Sport, which I actually didn't find anything on Bronco Sport really. And then the Maverick, as well as mach-e. And so I condensed it down to this page. So anyway, I went through those. So that's what I was doing last night. It took me about 2 hours to go through, but I enjoy it. So I also got to remember to, when I look at you, to do this way so people can hear me. Because when I look at you, they don't hear me because I do that. But all right. Anyway, I got a little ADH brain, I think, today. So this is bad. 2 ADH brains.
Welcome to my life.
There you go. Get you in the camera a little bit more. All right. See what else. So yeah, upcoming videos. We're going to talk about black appearance buckets on Saturday. For Super Duty Saturday, we're going to talk about the trimmer. When I talk about not only this the suspension, I feel like better in the if you order the trimmer package, but also the steering is better. And so there's some people out on a forum that actually highlighted this. And in fact, we got a guy at the dealership here that is really, he's all about the Super Duty. He knows it very well. He goes to the farm shows and everything. I might start bringing him in to some of those Super Duty Saturdays, and he said he'd be up for it. So,
which one?
Mike Lett.
Oh yeah.
So we'll maybe see if we can get him in on some of those.
If you're not available, he's the one I go find.
Yeah, when it comes especially F-150s and Super Duties. Maverick Monday, I'm not sure we're going to cover just yet. I have a bunch of things listed, but yes. But yeah, flat toe is official for the Maverick. So I got information today from the brand manager that it is in it's updated in the newest RV and tow guide. It is in there that all-wheel drive hybrid is flat toe capable. And also the digital owner's manual has been updated. Now I haven't confirmed this myself, but I've been told that's been updated as well. So, Niles is in here. Time to get rowdy. Anyway.
He's asking if anyone's rowdy. We might be tonight. Tim's got ADHD brain.
We'll see. That means I'm just kind of like all over the place.
Spacey.
Yeah. But we've gotten some fun vehicles in recently, and it's exciting. Mavericks showing up. A lot of Mavericks showing up. And Bronco Sports.
Seeing all the new things.
We had 5 Bronco Sports come in, all big Bens, 4 black diamonds and 1 a black appearance, but also we got a Badlands in back there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got 3 that are sold to a company that's getting big Bens.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got about close to 10 Bronco Sports that just came in.
They just piled them in. Pretty
cool and pretty awesome to see.
I was talking to Jeff. I was like, that one has the modular bumper on the back. He goes, oh? I was like, yeah. Looks like a crab. Have you noticed that? Step back away from it. The toe hooks are the eyes, and the mouth is the hitch. It looks like a crab.
I don't want to know because I don't want it to look. I like the look of it.
No, I'm saying it looks good. I really do like the look of it. It just looks like a crab.
In my opinion, the most overlooked trim and package. I mean, Melissa and Brian, we've talked about this, but that black diamond package is a steal at $2,500, and you get a $750 discount right now. I noticed that our first one that came in was one that we ordered as retail, and it does not get the $750. So if you ordered it as a customer, then you might not see that $750 discount, but any stock, you will see that discount. And so one of them is a stock one that won't have the $750, but that is a great deal. So what's that? $750 off is $1,750 for that package. That just the wheels look really good on it too, better than last year. So, and then of course to get the brush guard on the front, the steel front and back bumpers, you get tow hooks both, you get the auxiliary switches, you get the grab handle, which I'm a big fan of the grab handle on the console. There's just the underbody protection. I mean, there's going on and on. Plus, the only other way, somebody wrote an article that Anthony had tagged us in, and they had said that the only way you can get they went away from the spare tire on the Bronco Sport, but the only way to get it was with the Badlands or a Sasquatch on an Outer Banks. I'm like, well, there is one other way, and that's on the Big Ben with the black diamond package. So you get the tow package with the full size spare. So again, you get full size spare tow pack. Sorry, that's a steal, $1,750, and it looks cool. If you look at the grill on the Big Ben, it looks just like the Badlands grill. So anyway, but they're also doing that on the Bronco.
Yes.
So because the Big Ben Grill is no longer the old Big Ben Grill, which kudos. Now give us back the LED signature lighting and the auxiliary switches.
Yep.
Anyway, I won't go on into that wormhole there, but all right, let's move on. Don't forget about those channels that we do like, and All Train Nation's in here. Thanks for coming over and saying hi, and make sure you follow all his 5 channels. Not just kidding. What is it? 2, 3? Anyway, but that's great. I mean, I'd like thinking outside the box like you did, and saying, hey, we're going to throw a live stream into this one, and I think that's right, because that's kind of what you're doing with yours.
Yeah.
It's all about your podcast. But all right, anyway, yeah, because our live streams don't do incredibly well, but anyway, maybe we need to do that too. I like to follow in All Train Nation's footsteps, because he does things good the right way. Imitation, right? It's the best flattery. Anyway, all right, what else we got? That it? Members? Talk about members?
Yeah. If you'd like to become a member, it's right there beside the subscribe button. You click join, and it'll talk about all the features that we offer. If you're an Apple user, you have to do things a little bit differently. You have to go to your web browser, go up to the little A and big A, request desktop browser, and at that point, you should be able to see it.
And
you can find all your content under the community and membership tabs, and potentially your main screen or your main page.
All right. And All Train Nation actually gifted 5 memberships. He was encouraging that last night on his channel, so that you can see what all we do. So those 5 people, you are going to get a membership for a month, right? So thank you, ATN, for that. And pretty cool. For that, we do not only shout outs in here. So if you guys drop a comment, you'll get shout out in the live stream, but also Thursday night, a lot walk. I do it in the afternoon. So a lot walk on Thursday, and we do a member live stream on Friday. So if you're new, come on over Friday at 4 p.m. or you can watch a recording, and we have fun. We chat and just get to know each other and have a lot of fun. And that's a lot of fun. And then like when we go on trips, like I'm going to NAD soon, I'll try to get you some content, some extra fun stuff from our events and stuff like that. So a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah,
we really love them. To us, it's not really just about the money, because it's more of the members, the community, the people that want to pay a little extra, and they just want that extra content from us, as not just the Law McArthur content, but also what we're like and what's going on around here, right? So, and it's just it's a fun community. So that's so kind of like the Bronco events.
And then we'll have special member events and meetups and things like that.
Yeah, we got to add like a second one, like 2 a year.
Yeah.
So instead of like just we do like a Maverick meetup and at that event there, but maybe like when we first start up doing the Saturday, the Cars and Coffees, maybe we should do one like in the spring too.
A YouTube meetup. Something.
Do a couple of years, so if you can't come in the fall, you come in the spring. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of that though, we think we found a date for the people in Florida.
Yes, here.
So
can I add
February 7th? Well, wait, not the 7th. I got a calendar finally. We're thinking maybe the 8th or the 9th, a Saturday or Sunday, of meeting up at Ford's Garage. Last time we did it at Loveland.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right? Was it Loveland?
I don't know.
Florida?
I wasn't there.
Anyway, because I don't think they have one in Orlando. We'll fly in Orlando and everything, and it's Ridgeview in here. We'll hang out for the weekend. We're going to fly in on Friday and fly out on Monday and do a special meetup with everybody at the Ford's Garage on Saturday. We'll try to get times and everything in the future. But if mark that date, that weekend, if you're in that Florida, Orlando area, South Florida, then let's hang out. Let's chat. Let's have fun. So
I'm trying. And then the Maverick meetup.
Yes. In July, at the end of July, right?
Yeah. So I was
We tried about
actually
or think about moving it up a week so that it's in July, because some people said that they could come if it was more in July. So we're trying to see if we can do it in July. And I think we're going to try to work it in with the same weekend as there's an event in town that's real popular, Lead Sled. And we just thought, you know what, that'd be fun for everybody else in town too, because then they can go see some of that as they parade through town and stuff, and kind of work with that and see maybe we can communicate with them and say, I know we're not old cars, but we got Mavericks, so we can come parade through with or whatever. Might be fun. So anyway,
So I am not moderator enough to add a poll. So I was gonna say, put in there.
I added you. You're a moderator, but you
You
can't
know
do a
what?
poll.
I know what I'm doing wrong.
It's this plus right here.
I know, but I need to go to a different location than where I was going. I know what I'm doing wrong now.
What poll are you starting?
If that would be a good weekend.
Well, while she's doing that, don't forget what's in Tim's cup and Sarah's cauldron.
I have a cauldron.
YouTube studio, Sarah. Yeah.
Huh?
Right near.
Oh, okay.
This is where you got to go into YouTube
And
anyway. All right. You guys figure out what's in my cup today.
yeah, I can't get into the studio because I haven't logged into Long McArthur.
That's right, because I just have you as a moderator, not as a user. That's why you can't do it.
Yes.
All right. So what's your poll?
Huh?
What's your poll?
You
You just want to start a Q&A, or do you want to start a poll?
a poll.
All right.
I need my calendar. This phone is different. I'm sorry, guys. New phone. Still learning how to use. All right. The weekend of the 25th and 26th. July 25th and 26th for Maverick Meetup.
What about it? What's the question? What's the
yes
poll?
or no?
Okay. Are they already in there?
Is this a good weekend? Put Maverick Meetup. Perfect.
Uh-oh, just lost everything. There you go. Poll time. All right. There's that. Okay. Do you have pictures from...
From what?
He sent those. We have one of our members that received his...
Yes.
Maverick.
I sent them to you. Do you want me to resend them?
Send them to which one?
We can use that as a good dealer moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Gmail. I don't have a fold. Well, I have a fold. It's a Google Pixel fold. Dude, where is it? There it is.
All right.
All right. I'm going to forward.
Yep. So we'll get a good dealer going. What do we got for guesses here for what's in
With pictures today.
Red Bull? Nope.
Yes.
There are 5 Ford's Garage restaurants in Orlando area. Oh, well, we'll do that. We'll figure it out which one we're going to go to. No, Douglas, not more healthy drinks necessarily. You got to have at least one Mountain Dew a day. All right. Got to keep my rep. Got a rep. All right. And I'm not the zero type of person. All right. What else? Anybody else guessing? Coffee, Larry said. Haven't gotten that right yet. Coffee's kind of in the right area. Code Red. I did have that Code Red earlier.
Douglas Blair has a New Year's resolution. More healthy drinks from Tim.
So, something else that you get with the membership is we have a special member Discord. And so we'll try to give you guys the link. I did not too long ago. If you're a new member, you go to the community or go to the community tab, I think, then you can see that Discord, and you go in there. We do have a special Discord where you can hang out and chat and everything. And I'm gonna hang out in there a lot more this year than last year with you guys. So definitely go over there and chat and everything. And I actually have the notification set up, so when somebody chats in there, I get that notification. So anyway, so yes, root beer. Good guess, Mike. Nope. Mountain Dew. Nope. Decaf coffee. Nope.
We don't do decaf around here.
So there's a Ford's Garage in Gainesville. I don't know where that's at in comparison to Orlando. Discord. Do you mean discourse? Discord. All right. Chris, our trip is coming up real soon. Not too long. I need to actually call and get a campground reserved for that weekend.
Root beer.
Looking for that. All right. I do have a Monster coffee, cold coffee.
Discord. Yes, there is a Discord, Chris, that it's a messaging app, browser.
Yep.
Thing. Gamers and other. It's kind of like, in my opinion, it's kind of like Reddit, but a little bit more like put into a grouped.
And it's a great way too. Like if I want to post different videos or something in there, I can post links, events as well. If we're doing events, we're coming up. Then we can do that.
I took a video of Tim opening his favorite Christmas present, and I posted it in the Discord.
Discord's another. I mean, we'll post videos in the YouTube member, but also in the Discord. So, and if you're new to Discord, you can start an account for free or whatever. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't cost anything or anything. It's just another place to hang out because you can just go in there, message, and anybody can see it, and it just sits in there. So, which is kind of fun.
So, like, I have authors that I follow in there. Oh, look at that! We have more people.
All right. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's do member shout outs.
Yes, sorry.
I told you we're kind of out of sorts. I talked a lot earlier about some other stuff. We're already 30 minutes in. And
all right. All Terrain Nation is here, and they gifted 5 memberships.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Ridgeview, our wonderful moderator. Hey, folks, looking forward to tonight's topic and discussing the mid-February Central Florida Ford's Garage Restaurant meetup. I think we need a different name. Someone else was asking for names for that. We have Mike 52G, Ghostang, evening to all. Our Quib, so glad to see everyone this chilly Tuesday night. It is chilly. I feel like we have air conditioning on. The blanket might make an appearance. I'm cold. Ford Enthusiast, hello everyone. Our Quib. Oh. Ronald Smith, good evening, everyone. Looking forward to tonight's topic.
Well, I'm glad everybody's looking forward to something. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Well, I mean, I know we're going to talk about the Ranger, but I don't know what I'm going to say. Well, maybe I'll bring in All Terrain Nation. Maybe, Dave, you need to be ready to jump in since you're a Ranger owner, or you used to be. Go ahead.
We have Niles Gridley, one of our other moderators, and in-house aftermarket specialist. So if you have any aftermarket questions, go ahead and tag at Niles Gridley, and he can help you.
He had an idea for a segment for.
Yes.
Yeah. After hours aftermarket, I don't know. Something.
Right. 78 in Honolulu right now.
78.
Alan, hello everyone from PNW. Hope all is well. Bucko, good evening, everyone. Ooh. Mike M. Hello, Ridgeview on McArthur. We survived our 4 inches of snow in Oak Ridge. School only called off for 2 days, 3 days in the country, in county.
Wow, 4 inches.
We almost got a whole week off.
We got 14 inches in a couple of days.
Paul Newbert, I made it. Patricia, couldn't say your name for a second there.
Yeah, I saw you email me back, Patricia. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but
of Course Altering Nation is in here. Chris, hey guys, hope you're all doing well. We have Clarence. They are making 2025 Mavericks. When are they going to make 2025 or make the 2025 summer?
Huh?
I'm not sure.
When are they going to make the 2025? I don't know. Anyway.
2025 Mavericks until they open 26, right?
Yep.
I slammed into a tree today with my drone because I'm still working on perfecting the lefts and rights, apparently. That was today's rowdiness. Douglas Blair says, free bourbon for all Maverick meetups. Now, it said that that's something he can get behind.
Yeah.
Larry Dunn. There we go. What does the chat room think for Winter Florida Maverick meetup title?
There you go.
Ford enthusiast. Hey, Tim and Sarah. Hey, Ridgeview Now. It's always great to spend my Tuesday nights with all of you in this great community.
That's another thing you get if you're a member is you get your milestones chats. So you can do those as well.
And then we have Brian Foster. Any chance you will be able to get the Ford designer who made the Maverick changes? I would love to see / hear you interview her. That one that we met that says she worked on the Lobo.
Yeah. Yep.
I wouldn't be talking about future product. I'd only be talking about the past.
Yes. And how they came up with
I might need your help talking to the brand manager and seeing if we can work that out.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Got to be careful because even the brand managers wanted to come on the live stream, but Ford Legal won't let him.
But mine is different. We're only talking about past.
No.
Nothing in the future.
We can ask. Don't get anything if you don't ask for it, right?
Exactly.
Maybe you can ask her to be on your podcast.
That's what I mean. Put her on my podcast.
Drill her.
We will not drill anyone on my podcast.
Question. Okay, now what are you thinking about this? Let's talk Maverick.
Good thing I record and I can edit. No, I will not be drilling anyone on my podcast.
Okay. All right. Do you have the pictures? You sent me the pictures?
Yes. Oh, I like Mike M's. There are two types of drone pilots. Those who have crashed into a tree and those who haven't yet crashed into a tree.
I did.
Isn't that mom's adage about motorcycles?
We had a little drone and I crashed into the tree and I couldn't figure out where it landed. I don't even know if we found it. But yeah.
Isn't that mom's adage about motorcycles?
It's not whether you're gonna crash, but when you're gonna crash.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me download these. Add to drive. Here, let's organize where I want those. Move here. And add this in. All right, we're gonna get this going. Right there. All right. Okay. So, good dealer highlight. You ready for that?
Yes.
From Ghost Dog.
Yes, this is from Ghost Dog. Thank you both for the information throughout the ordering process. Always great videos.
Hold on. We got visuals to go with this.
You're right. Give us a second. Here we go.
There you go. Go.
Always great videos. The smoothest order and delivery of a vehicle I've ever experienced. Salesman Mike Lett was tremendous in his role as well. Here's a few pictures, including the one 2002 that's going into retirement.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. I didn't put that one in there. He had a Ranger.
Yes, he had an 02 Ranger.
02 Ranger. They traded in for this, which this really should have been called a Ranger. To be honest, this should have been the Ranger.
From the
and
get-go,
they come up with
heard
something else for the actual current Ranger is so much off-road capable that it shouldn't have been called the Ranger. This should have been called the Ranger. But anyway, there's that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So thank you for that wonderful shout out. Mike Lett's actually the one that you were talking about earlier for the Super Duties.
Right. So there you go.
Funny how.
And I don't know, is he Ghost Dog in the YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, some of these people are on Maverick Truck Club and all too, and so sometimes they'll have different names. like I know that Brian will have a different name on there is on here. So all right. Okay. So
New
there's
segment equals Niles takeover.
Now let's take. Yeah. He's no longer here pretty soon. He won't be working at FedEx, so he'll be able to stay up late with us.
Yeah. Nah, he used to go to bed early before that.
Well, we used to have a lot of questions on aftermarket, and I will tell you that a lot of the Maverick customers have been getting things added to their Mavericks. So, especially since now you don't have to, you don't have to deal with that stupid the bed liner apart from Ford and all that now.
So the aftermarket questions have died down a bit, and it kind of like has it goes with our scheduling questions. We don't get very many scheduling questions anymore, or anything like that anymore. But that's because we've covered it so many times. Most of our viewers know what we're talking about already. So,
yep,
you're still needed, Niles.
Yep, very much. So, yeah. All right. So, next up, go back to my sheet here. Is talking about scheduling. Is scheduling Q&A. So we started doing the scheduling video as its own video, instead of having it here and then as another video on Wednesdays. So now it's we did that earlier. So I actually moved it back a little bit so it's closer to the live stream. So about 6:30 we had that video go live, or about an hour ago. And so just to kind of, I mean, I can recap. I won't go through all the information I did on there, but just to recap, so if you guys have any questions. Here are some of the models that are scheduling this week. Of course, we're all on 25 model year and everything. The Mustang is scheduling this week. And all these are retail scheduling only for these. This is the first week of using January's allocations for those March production dates. So everything's scheduling for March dates. Escape is scheduling, again, retail only. Bronco Sport is scheduling retail only. They are needing some of those Black Diamond off-road package vehicles, or you could just buy one of our stock ones. And 25 Bronco is scheduling a Raptor and Strop only, which we have a Strop order. And we have 2 Raptor allocations, or is one of those a Strop allocation? I don't know. We only have 2 allocations for Bronco, and they're both for Raptors this month. So I think we only have 1 Raptor retail order. So if you want to order a Raptor at invoice, let me know. We'll put an order in for you. And then mach-e is scheduling retail only as well. Explorer is scheduling this week. That doesn't say retail only. Expedition also is not scheduling. That's one of the ones that's not scheduling. Maverick is scheduling retail only, and not trimmers might be a difficulty because it says that's the only constraint. Ranger is Raptor only retail orders this week, and Super Duty is depending on what plant you're at. It's whether it be for the week of March 3rd, or it could be for February build dates if you're in Kentucky truck plant. But yes, and there are issues with the King Ranch version, the F450 version, also the tire that comes on the F450s, also the spray and bed liner. Take that off your Super Duty orders. But they are needing. What's funny is it used to be they needed XL XLT orders with the 6.7 diesel without the gooseneck hitch prep package and without the spray and bed liner. Now they're saying even they need platinum and lariat orders with just a 6.7. So they're trying to get people to. There's so many people that want that high output diesel engine. There's nothing wrong with the 6.7. If you switch to 6.7, you're more likely to get scheduled. Is what I'd say on that. And then, yeah, keep the spray and bed liner off your Super Duty orders as well. If you can go without the gooseneck hitch prep package, then that would help you out. But F-150, we have 50 Super Duty allocations. So you want to put a Super Duty order in, probably can get you scheduled pretty quickly. F-150 is scheduling as well, and says, and depending on the plant, so Dearborn is job 2 startup, and then Kansas City is still job 1. It's balanced out for job 1 this week. And we have a Raptor R allocation, which actually it's already previewing as one of our retail orders. So you probably wouldn't get selected for that. But we have 8 Raptor orders, regular Raptors. So Raptor and Raptor 37s, 8 allocations for that. So again, if you want a good deal on one of those, I'm not sure if we're going below MSRP, but we probably could. Limited availability for the 5.0 as well as the tonneau covers. I always tell you to leave those off. STX as well. And the all-terrain tire that's on the XL 4x4s and the XL 102As. So, and then Transit is scheduling as well this week. And they're needing some orders, limited availability for the running boards and the 3.5 EcoBoost V6. So there you go. So there's that information. If you have any questions on that, drop those down there so that we can go ahead and cover any questions you have on that. So quick overview is what I'm going to do each week on here. And then, of course, answer any of those questions you guys might have about that. So, are there any questions in there?
No. Well,
no.
Here.
None. Come on, guys.
All right.
I got to ask me something.
If we ordered a Ranger Raptor, would we have received the build date notice yet for March, or is that still TBD?
No, this is the first week this week. Now, hopefully you didn't order with us because we have 0 allocations this month. I don't know why. Don't understand it. We were told by our rep that they would get us Ranger Raptor allocations. We said, well, we're going to take orders and a bunch of orders. So are you sure? And they're like, yep, we'll get you Ranger Raptor allocations. And then we get 0 this month. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't see an F450 on McArthur's site. Did Henry's truck sell quick, or am I off base?
I don't know. I did a video on it last week. So Saturday was still here.
Yeah, if it's not online, that means it's probably sold.
It might have. I know that somebody was working a deal on it. So
But I love that they called it Henry's. Where's Henry?
He was on All Train Nation last night, and he was actually kind of nice. He wasn't rowdy. He usually gets rowdy. He's a little ornery. But anyway, all right. Let's see. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Bring them on. Come on now.
Okay. Desert Tan Ranger Raptor ordered in October and no build date yet. Yeah.
Not typical. Because remember, February was the startup for them because they did not. The plant closed down in January, and then I think 25s didn't start. We're going to start being built until February. So last month was the first month they scheduled for 25. So you do have to order quite a bit in advance. So rowdy is not a crime. As long as you don't do anything illegal. But yeah, so because of that, the Ranger Raptors, February is the first month they started building them. And then this month. And this is the first week for scheduling for March. Yep. So it's not uncommon that you've ordered still in October and hasn't been scheduled yet. So,
Valen said he ordered 1015 at his local dealer.
Yeah. Like I said, they started ordering in October. Was it October? Yeah, I guess it was October. October is when they open the order banks. Yeah. But they usually take orders for at least a month before they start scheduling. And so, November, they start scheduling, I think, December, right, for February build dates, and then January for March build dates. So that's pretty typical.
Yeah.
That's about the timeline. So they would take orders for about, they opened the order banks the 15th. So they pretty much took orders for a month and a half, right? Because you can't just open up the order bank and then start scheduling them. I mean, they need orders in there. They won't won't give out dealers allocations and then not have a lot of orders in there. They want them to build up the orders. So there's usually 6 weeks of taking orders, and then they start scheduling for 2 months out. So it really is, if you order at the very beginning of when order banks open up for a new model year, you are probably looking at about 4 months at the earliest that you would see something get produced, right? So, yeah.
All right. Your separate video is where he can find the Super Duty Platinum Plus constraints, correct?
Yeah, there isn't any Platinum Plus constraints. So looking at Super Duty though, I do go over constraints, but pretty much I went over it in here tonight too. So they did say they need orders for the Platinum trim for F250 and 350s with just the 6.7, not the high outputs. without the gooseneck or the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep and the spray and bed liner. So they are needing orders for that. So even for the platinum. So they're really only the main constraints is F450, King Ranch, the F450 tire, the lug nut cap that's on the King Ranch, and with the F450 that is, and the spray and bed liner. So those are your constraints on that. So make sure you don't have a spray and bed liner on there. That might help you out a little bit. So
All right. Never got a chance to modify my Maverick order. Is that the manufacturer's fault or the dealer? I called to check the status of my build. They said it just arrived at their lot, not disputing that. So are you talking about like when you first ordered, you didn't get a chance to like correct anything?
Because because when you place your order, that's your order.
Yes.
So you want to make sure you place it the way you want it.
I like to tell customers, well, when you place your order, you have the chance of getting scheduled the next day. If you place it on Monday, you could get scheduled by Thursday. Make sure that your order is exactly how you want it.
Yeah. And there are some possibilities that you can make changes. There's a lot of dealers that don't know that you can make changes once something's scheduled, depending on what the changes are. Color, packages, standalone options.
The VIN.
If it doesn't change the VIN, then it could be changed. You can't add a 4K tow package onto an all-wheel drive because that is part of the VIN. That the tow package, the axle, that kind of stuff is based on the VIN. The VIN number has that information in there. So that stuff can't be changed. Back like we had somebody that wanted a Sasquatch, and they wanted the Sasquatch package added. Nope, because that's a different gear ratio, and that's part of one of the numbers on the VIN number is your gear ratio, and so that is affected by that. So you can't add if it affects the gear ratio, it affects the cab, it affects the 4-wheel drive, that kind of stuff that can't be changed. Colors, yep, some standalone options, yes. Maybe sometimes in an instance, maybe a package like a black diamond or black appearance package, something like that. But so yeah, whenever you order, try to order knowing this is what I want. Now you can change your mind, and that's fine. If it hasn't been scheduled, making the changes is not a big deal. That can be done, updated. It might affect how soon yours gets scheduled, but then once it gets scheduled, it is not always you're not always available to change everything about it.
So you know how a lot of at least you have a Maverick. So your Maverick's there, it's ready to go. You can take delivery of it. You remember how
or you can reorder.
All those that had the 22 orders can tell you how many days it took them to get their Maverick, and some of them got up into the 600, 700.
Oh yeah.
So we actually had a customer call in and talk to one of our new BDC coordinators, and she comes out and she talks to me. She's like, yeah, he said it took 600 days to get his 22 Maverick, and he's telling me all these facts, and he's looking at this our Lariat that's on the showroom, and I'm like, yeah, yep. She's like, 600 days? I was like, oh, you weren't here for that. It's like as we're seeing these 22s get traded in, you're going to hear that a lot. Oh, it took this long to get my Maverick. They know exactly how many days it took to get their Maverick.
It was almost worse for Maverick people than it was for Bronco people.
Yeah.
So.
Because, I mean, Bronco had the reservation, so you knew it wasn't, placed yet. It was just a placeholder. Well, Maverick, you placed that order expecting it to get scheduled, and it did not.
Yeah. And there were so many. And at that time, the factory wasn't building 15,000 like it is now. They were building like 7,000 a month. Basically what the Bronco is.
But I was like, oh yeah, the more Maverick people you talk to, the more you're going to hear that. She's like, wow. And then I was showing her the interior. She's never seen the interior. So she was like, wait, what are these door handles? It's just fun to see someone that hasn't experienced a Maverick before experience a Maverick.
Yeah.
So I just had to add that in there. Larry, just wondering why I was bumped a week on my Maverick. That happens a lot during scheduling. Once it's scheduled, they may need to move it by a week or two. And delivery, you may get moved a week or two. Those are estimated dates. And
sometimes that happens just because supplier didn't fulfill their obligation.
Through.
So sometimes you'll have, they basically schedule based on what they're told by the supplier is going to be available. Remember, these are assembly plants. So a lot of the stuff, they're just assembling it. And so they get it from suppliers. And so if they fall through and they don't give them what they were told, so then they have to move some of those back. So that's typically how that happens. So some people think that job 2 is being pushed back altogether, but there's some people that said no, my build date's still that week of the 3rd. So that's not necessarily the case. It's just that it just depends. We used to see that with the hybrids. We'd see a hybrid get moved back, but not an EcoBoost back in the day. So it really is just a supply thing usually. So
Yep. Oh, Niles hopped off the chat. If you have any aftermarket questions, feel free to email him at nileslmp@gmail.com.
Thanks for joining us, Niles. Appreciate it.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
I'd like to know that too. All right. I've been marking a couple as I see them, but all right. Any other questions on scheduling?
No, I have a couple of recall questions and some other questions as well. If I haven't, put your question up, that's because I'm holding it for a certain segment.
And there's only one recall, and so the Maverick recall is not available yet. So.
Oh shoot.
All right. Well, let's move on then. What's next? We have. Oh, I didn't put that slide up.
My computer dying on me because I didn't plug it in. That's what's next.
All right. Dealer news. I only have a couple things in here. One of them is there was a price increase on the F-150 Lightning, but just so people some people ask me why aren't you covering F-150 Lightning orders and scheduling? Because Ford doesn't schedule those, because you can't order an F-150 Lightning like you can a Mach-E or any other vehicle. Ford isn't doing it that way with the Lightning. They are building them so many per certain specifications, and basically they're building them and sending them to those replenishment centers or those retail centers or whatever. We have one in Kansas City, and so then when you go on their website, once the 25s start showing up to these centers, then you're going to be able to see what's available, and then you can just get one from there and have it go to a dealership within 2 to 3 weeks. That is their goal, is to quickly get you a vehicle that you're wanting. And dealers can also get these vehicles. Like we had 10 vehicles, flashes that we've got from one of those centers, and we had them on our lot. We currently still have 4 of those left, but that's how that works. But so this is really, it says it's a price increase, but again, 25s aren't even out there yet. So it really, you're not going to be locked into any of these anyway. But the mobile power cord is going up $100 to $600 as an option. And the dark elements package is, was not really showing in 25. It is now a new package, it looks like. So it'll be $1,000. So that's showing a price increase, but I believe that's a new package. I haven't looked that up. Haven't done any videos on the 25 F-150 Lightning because I don't want to do a video because I don't want people to think that they can order a vehicle. So until they have build and price available, I'm probably not going to do a video on 25 model year. All right. The other news update we have is the Ford Pass Rewards members have a tier benefit. It says exclusive offer at Shell for the Fuel Rewards program. Save 5 cents per gallon. Oh boy. Sorry, that doesn't seem like much to me. I can just use the Dillons, get that much. Says exclusive offer at Shell for the with the Fuel Rewards program starting on January 13th, 2025. Ford Pass Rewards or Lincoln Access Rewards members will have the opportunity to save 5 cents per gallon at Shell with Fuel Rewards. This is eligible for all Lincoln Access Rewards members, but an exclusive offer for silver and blue tier. I'm blue tier, by the way. Ford Pass Rewards members. They will receive complimentary gold status at participating Shell stations. This will only be shown to silver and blue Ford Pass Rewards members, not bronze, but will appear to all Lincoln Access Rewards members. If a Ford Pass Rewards Access member is already a Fuel Rewards member, they will receive complimentary gold status.
So, question: what if you don't? Do we have Shell here?
Oh, I'm sure somebody does. I think there's one. Isn't it? What's that right beside your with the what's the one with the dinosaur? Is that not Shell?
It's not. If anything, it's the one by Quick Shop on Crawford, down by the highway.
Maybe not. We have a lot of quick shops around here, and so if you are a Dylan's member, you get fuel. When you buy groceries, you get money off. So that's how we do it.
I like Jumpstart. Jumpstart's the cheapest one in town, and they have rewards, so I
Hmm.
even get it cheaper. I filled up my entire tank for $20.
Says in here, Shell offers a one-time sign-up bonus for a new fuel rewards members of an additional 20 cents off per gallon. Anyway, so there you go. If you're a silver or blue tier, I'm currently a blue tier. I need one other activity, and since I have to pay that stupid premium services to keep my navigation every month at $10, that counts as an activity. I'm like, I think I spent enough with your Ford Pass credit card that I should be blue tier anyway. All right,
Sinclair, thank you, Brian Foster.
Sinclair. Yes, that's it. She has a Sinclair. All right. Let's see here. That's it. That's all I have.
Okay.
Oh wait. We'll include in this the order guide updates. So we'll just follow that right up with the order guide updates. So at the beginning of each month, Ford will people will let usually it's me. I let people know, hey, did you know this has changed or this is what this says? Is that what you wanted? And they're like, oh, we'll fix that on the next one. Just like Bronco Sport, we'll see a fix on the Bronco Sport. I'll talk about that one. Actually,
so no new updates on any Maverick recalls, correct?
Correct.
And
There's a recall in here we're going to cover. It has to do with a backup camera, but not
okay.
on the Maverick.
Shoot.
Do you think if there was, we knew about it, they would be cycling in there right now?
Oh, I know.
They'd go get that truck unstuck from the mud over there. We're trying to relocate all of our snow somewhere, and they tried using this big truck into the field, and it got stuck. Like, what do you think? It's a Bronco or something? Come on now.
I saw those tracks.
Oh yeah, they made a mess, but they're just using a skid steer instead.
I don't. Loader. Yeah, they're gonna have to replace some dirt there.
No, we'll leave it. I'm gonna go have some fun on that when the snow melts. All right. Anyway, all right. Order guide updates. At the beginning of every month, certain ones will have updates. So, at the beginning of January 2nd, the Bronco order guide was updated. The Mustang Mach-E was updated. The Maverick was updated, and the Bronco Sport. So let's go through these. On the Bronco, what changes were made? I found was the storage bag front row top panel was standard. You got those bags for those front panels if you had a hard top. It was included. That is gone. That's been removed. You do not get a free storage bags for your two front top panels, which I thought was unusual because when you look at the optional equipment, there is an option for adding the doors and the bags, and still in there, there's a note. And of course, I emailed the brand manager. Of course, the brand manager did not email me back. They're still a little frustrated. They still don't understand how to approach me, I think, between being media and dealer. But anyway, I can't get an answer from them. Anyway, but what's unusual is if you look in the order guide under the that option, there's an option for the where you can basically, it says in there that the bags are standard for the top panels. This just adds the doors. I'm like, well, not anymore because you took that away as standard. It's not. So you need to, there's something else that you missed on the order guide by taking this out. But also I'm like, well, if you're going to do it that way, why not add an option for the front two storage bags for those two panels?
Right.
Because now it's not standard equipment. It should be an option. So people that won't want to take their doors off, but they want those bags, why not? Why can't I just buy the bags for the two front panels? The one for the middle one is still there. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's, I won't get into any more of that. I'll rant on that if you. I don't have a hard top. I don't really care. But for those that do, I'm fighting for you here. Come on, this is kind of silly. Also, they renamed the tube step to the side step. So on Build and Price, it says side step. Order guide said tube step. And so they wanted to match that up. So they mirrored that. So not a big change there. Also on the freewheeling package, now it has in there that's not available with the Azure Gray. That wasn't listed before. But the freewheeling is not available with the Marsh Gray either or the Desert Sand. So now those three colors. Now on the they also updated the matte film protection package. They put in there that it requires the hard top, the gray hard top, or the soft top, or the dual top with the gray. So not available with the painted hard tops. You can't get the matte film because that would look kind of weird. Shiny top, flat color on the outside. So yes, so just so you know that if you want that matte film protection package, you will need to have the carbonized gray hardtop, the dual hardtop with the carbonized gray, or a soft top. So that is a correction they made there. Also, on the Outer Banks, they removed roast with a black onyx as part of the standard equipment. So because they changed that name to smoked truffle. So,
Okay.
and then the Big Ben color smoked truffle instead of medium sandstone was on the trim guide. So I think I did a pretty good job finding those. That's what I was doing instead of interacting with the people on All Train Nation last night. And the Bronco Sports, the things that we noticed, someone reached out to me because I had mentioned, because of the order guide was in there on the Bronco Sport, that the Outer Banks tech package showed, as well as standard on the Badlands, showed that power folding mirrors was on the Bronco Sport. It is not. That is incorrect on the order guide. It is not fixed on this order guide, but I let them know. That band manager did contact me back, and he said we will get that corrected on the next order guide, on the next update, which will probably be the beginning of February. Okay, Maverick change. So they on XLT and Lariat black appearance package, they removed the not available with the shadow black. So you can get shadow black with the black appearance package on XLT and Lariat. Not a huge change. It probably was there. It just the order guide wasn't wrong. Also on Lobo, they removed the electronic sound enhancements for the 402A. They added it to the 702A. So it's still 702A. That won't change anything. But on the 402A, if you're expecting that electronic sound enhancements, it will not be in a 402A. So just so you're aware of that. And let's see, next one, mach-e. The only thing they really changed on mach-e is they actually have the numbers now for your batteries. So standard range is a 73 kilowatt per hour, and the extended range is 88 kilowatt. The GT is 91 kilowatt. So that actually is a bigger extended range on those. Probably won't be any different range because of the performance you get from that and the power. But there you go. So there's that. So that's all the stuff. Unless you want to read through all this, that's the difference on that. Oop, I just moved the camera.
So every time we're hitting this desk, we move it.
Yep. All right. So that's that. Was that worth 2 hours of my time? I don't know. Should write an article on that because I'm going to show this. Someone's going to watch this. Some journalists out there, like Ford Authority, and then they're going to write articles about stuff that they learned from me. Because other people probably won't go that in depth on those changes.
Right.
So I probably should go home and put together an article real quick. All right. Let's see here. Next, recalls. Okay. First, I'll start off with there is not a recall fix yet for the Maverick rear view camera. So the only recall on here for this week, which is good they only have one, is an advance notice for safety recall 24S75 for 2019 model year Flex, MKT, and Fiestas. And so that's 31,011 vehicles affected by this. And some of the affected vehicles, customers may experience a rear view camera display with an inverted image. That's not good. Intermittent or persistent loss of image and or distorted image. The rear view camera that intermittently displays an inverted, blank, or distorted image while in reverse can reduce or distort the driver's view of what is behind the vehicle, increasing the risk of a crash. So it does say owners of record will be notified via first class mail after repair instructions and parts ordering are available. Again, this is an advance notice. This is not a fix yet. So this is just making dealers aware that they are working, they're working towards that. So bam, that's that.
All right.
Any questions yet?
Any news about plug-in hybrid Ford Ranger for the US?
No. Maybe 26?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
see-
they make things for the European market that they don't share with us.
So a lot of our vehicles are made in the U.S. and then made for Europe. Ranger is one of those that's made for Europe, and then they
Brought
make
here.
it for us. And so, yes. So just like with the Raptor, it was first introduced into Europe first and then came over. Whether or not we're going to see a plug-in hybrid Ranger here next year, the year after, I don't know.
Because like we've said, in Europe, the Ranger is the full-size truck.
And electrification is really big in Europe too.
Yes.
They're going
They are
more.
pushing harder than the US
Yes,
is.
they are. And so, and the main reason why the Ford is making that is because of that, the requirements. So anyway, all right. Is it true? All right. So last week, I didn't think about this, but last week people were asking about a Maverick van. Said, is Ford making a Maverick van? And I said, no, they're not making a van. That's all, hearsay and this and that. And some people asked about a Mustang, like a four-wheel drive version of the Mustang, stuff like that. So I can't really comment on too much because it was stuff, even though I wasn't there, it was stuff that was released at the dealer meeting. But what I can say is what has already been like given out to media, to some people out there that have reported this, because some dealers were stupid enough to actually say something to like, I think it was Automotive News put this out there. I know Doug DeMuro put it out there. So it does looks like a Ford is making maybe what they're going to call, some people thought a Mustang Raptor. I think they're showing some image of that. But I think they might be calling it a Mustang Baja. So it looks like they're going to make a two-door version of that. And I don't know. I've also heard some rumors of possibly a four-door Mustang, but in my opinion, they kind of already have one of those. Maybe they wanted a gas version of that. But by the way, last year, more Mach-E's were sold than Mustangs. So if that tells you where people's minds are going and what they're thinking and what they're really considering right now, is maybe, I mean, when you look at it, maybe electric vehicles are more of the market than a muscle car now,
Yes.
which is sad. I think it's part. We kind of talked about that last week a little bit, but
yeah,
won't get into that. Maverick van, I don't know. There's no Transit Connect anymore.
no.
So they're not making that anymore. So the question is, are they going to make a van anymore? So there are rumors, and people did see some driving around. They mentioned last week. So there's it looks like they're very possible that they're testing out a van that probably looks like a Maverick on the front end and a Transit Connect on the back. So maybe like a Transit Connect that collided with a Maverick. I don't think you could expect a four-door van. I think it'll be like two-door, like a Transit Connect with a sliding door on the side. It's probably what you're going to see. Maybe more geared towards fleet than it is anything else. But I guess if you're someone out there that wants a minivan, could be a possible option. I don't know. There's not really any images floating around yet. So if you guys are in Michigan, see something, send it my way.
Yeah.
Now, whether it looks like a Maverick on the front or if it's going to be So I know. So I think some dealers out there had let some people, they squeaked it out that was going to be, Ford was working on that. So I don't know. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Anyway, see what else. There's a couple. Oh no, that's okay. All right. So we get any questions on that?
No,
I don't know if I can answer them. I know some things. I can only tell you what has been leaked out there. I didn't tell you anything because I wasn't there, to be honest. So there are people at the dealership here that were there, and I told them, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Anyway, there you go. There's that. All right. So for this week, I thought it'd be fun because this came out. I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? I always do that on like Monday. Jeff, you need a thumbnail. Hey, what do you want for a thumbnail for the live stream? Like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. This. I always go like, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. So this week I thought, well, since it came out, we didn't go to the Detroit Auto Show, but they did reveal the 2025 North American Truck of the Year. They did all the awards, the car, truck, and utility vehicle of the year. awards. And did they show what the other ones were? I know there was an electric version. Well, I think was it the ID Buzz was that one. I don't. Anyway, I won't look them up. But for the truck, it was the Ford Ranger. So Ford Ranger was named the 2025 North American Truck of the Year, recognizing for the 5th year in a row by a North American by the 2025 North American Car, Truck, and Utility of the Vehicle of the Year award. I think last year they won the truck with the Super Duty, if I remember right. So Ford raised the bar again. And I think these here, you might think, well, the 24 has been out for a while. I think it's when they become available for sale, not when they're revealed. So once they're available for sale, then they can be eligible for these awards. And that's why the Ranger is just now being available this year, whereas in the Super Duty was maybe a year in as well. So anyway, so there you go. So it says, mentions in here that they have, of course, the 2.3 liter and the 2.7 liter. And of course, the Ranger Raptor as well. That's probably what really got that award for them. But pretty cool award and honor that they can put on their vehicle. And Ranger is I feel like for us, we have a lot in stock.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's an overlooked vehicle. Mm-hmm. I mean, for the price range, it's just above like a Lariat Maverick. An XLT, like we have XLTs that are $42,000 MSRP. So they're just above a Maverick Lariat.
Right.
And really XLT doesn't have that much less equipment. Well, I think a Lariat's probably closer to the 50 range. Probably, but which isn't bad. So you're only about 8 to 10 grand more than a Maverick, which is the lower vehicle. They usually will overlap, kind of like you can get we actually have an F-150 right now that's 10 grand off that's priced under 50 for an F-150 crew cab F-150. So they'll overlap a little bit, but I do think that Ranger, and I think it was a misconception too of what the Ranger was. Because when it first came out, the Maverick was they were working on bringing the Maverick out when they brought the Ranger back.
Yes.
And they knew that there was going to be a small truck coming. And I think a lot of people thought the Ranger that came out was going to be like the old Ranger. And they're like, no, there's another truck that's coming that's going to be like that size.
Yes.
But that's why I think they really should have named it Ranger and named this something else. But because this was really geared towards off-roading. Yeah. I mean, made of the same plant as the Bronco. It's made on the same platform as the Bronco, and has a lot of the same capabilities of the Bronco. Which
Bronco truck.
It's the Bronco, and that's what people are like. Well, and Mike Levine said that people are like, when are they going to make a Bronco truck like the Gladiator? And they're like, we already do. It's called the Ranger. It just doesn't look like a Bronco on the front.
Yeah.
Square it off a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because the bed actually still kind of like it angles up because you want payload.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll squat if you do put it in there. Whereas if you look at the Gladiator, it's more leveled. Yeah. So if you put too much in the payload, it's going to squat.
I understand why they don't square it off, because the Rangers are used for other things as well. And so I think they kind of want to keep it a little bit more, what is that? Air
suspension or something.
Or the aerodynamics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They want to keep that nice and flowing. The squared off front end might slow it down a little bit.
Well, and also, you look at the Ranger, it really does have towing capabilities, because I think the towing is like 7,500 pounds, whereas the Bronco is like 3,500. And so some of that has to do with that, because when you put more weight down, it's going to bring that bumper down.
Yeah.
So if they leveled it out more, you probably wouldn't have 7,500 pounds of towing capabilities. But anyway, they have some other numbers. Of course, they mentioned in here that some of the things that helped with that was some of their technologies in their vehicles, like the Pro Trailer Backup Assist and the that they have now available in that. Also, the improved bed access, like the zone lighting, over there updates helped as well. The digital gauge clusters, because they're one of the only vehicles now that has a portrait style screen outside of like the mach-e.
Yeah.
And the Lightning, I guess. But so a lot of people do like the screens now. Is Dave probably, is he in here still?
I haven't seen him chatting for a while, but he may have not had anything to comment on.
Well, Dave, if you're still in here, let me know if you want to jump in and talk Ranger. But the But of course, the Ranger Raptor too, the high performance off road. I think the Ranger Raptor is one of those too that's very. I think for the price range, it is a really good deal. I think it's a really good buy for what you're getting because when you look at a Bronco Raptor that's priced 90 grand, and then you have a Ranger Raptor that's priced 60 grand,
Yeah.
right? There's 30 grand difference and so much capabilities from the Ranger Raptor. So that one's, really good as well with 405 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. It says in here with the 2.5-inch Fox live valve shocks. So it has a live valve shocks as well, and the Watts Link rear suspension as well. So I think they come with a 33-inch tires as well and everything. But Ranger's a good deal. I don't know. It's just overlooked. We have a bunch. We're not a huge Ranger dealer, but I think it's I don't know. When I was looking at them, I actually liked the look of the Ranger.
Yeah.
Before the Maverick came out, but I think the Ranger was the one that we were probably selling a little bit more, but I think the Maverick has taken away from some of the sales of the Maverick or the Maverick is taken away from some of the Ranger sales. So so
Did you hear what Mike M's doing?
yeah. He tagged me on Instagram. He got his invite to his Mustang. He gets to go to Mustang school, and drive some Dark Horse. So
he said if his son wasn't going to go, he was going to invite you.
That would make me take it. I think that's done at Charlotte Speedway, if I remember right. But there you go. Brian says he loves his Ranger. He's got a Ranger. Yeah, I think they're really good. I actually had a Ranger back in the day. So when I first started working here, I bought a new Ranger. You remember me driving that? You would have been really young at the time. It had the jump seats in the back.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved that truck. Jolie and I absolutely loved it.
It was a step side bed and a super cab Ranger. Back then they had the Super Cruise. And I liked that truck. Set up a little bit,
there were a lot of vehicles that you drove that I absolutely loved. Your Zephyr, which is basically the Fusion.
Yeah. The old Fusion.
The old
Fusion before they redid the Fusion.
The Mustang, I remember that. You drove a couple of different ones home. But yeah, I remember the jump seats.
Well, I drove some vehicles home, but I didn't own them.
Right.
I never owned a Mustang.
No.
But I drove one.
You drove them home.
I remember, you guys don't know this, but I jumped in. I'm like, I want to try a Jeep. So I jumped in a Jeep Gladiator and I headed home and made 2 turns in that thing. And I turned around and brought it back. Like there's no way. And we don't live. Remember when we lived on Blakemore? When we lived over there? I was halfway home and I turned around and said, and I brought it back.
I know. Like, and then you had
no way.
What is it? The dealership gave you a car for the longest time.
Demo. Yeah, I got demos.
So you brought home a different vehicle so often. But I definitely remember the jump seats because Julie and I started kicking each other.
Yeah.
But I thought that was so cool. I'm like, ooh, these seats are so much fun. It's so much different.
Yep. I remember as a kid in an old Ranger with jump seats because I remember my uncle, he came to town and I was probably in middle school or something. And he was taking us to World of Fun. And I remember riding in the back of the Ranger over there with the jump seats with my cousin across from me. So they've been made those for years. So anyway, now all the seats are facing forward.
Let's bring this jump seats back.
Yeah. Well, and some of the super, when they're not making the super cab Rangers now.
Yeah.
But when they made the super cab Ranger before they brought it back, or before that a little bit, they had the when they did super cab version, they had the before they redesigned it. That cushion wasn't quite as long as the Super Crew cushions, but they could also be pulled out. So if you want to just put cargo in there, you could do that, which is kind of weird how they did that. But instead of just folding them up. But
I get it. Those jump seats aren't practical for in a crash because you're getting thrown sideways. But
yeah,
I know Carl had a Ranger. My uncle.
Yes, he still does.
Yeah.
He's got a Ranger, not this one. He's got a Super Cab,
Yes.
but before the redesign, and his, because you'll notice like on this image right here, they'll have the gray fender flares and all that.
Yeah.
So he got the color. So they had a magnetic color for a couple years, and the fender flares were magnetic. And then they changed it up to where magnetic was not available. So he got a magnetic with the sport package. So the fender flares were magnetic painted, and his truck was magnetic painted. So it basically monochromatic, and it looked really sharp. And then they did away with magnetic and went to carp gray.
That's right.
But the fender flares were still magnetic, and it just didn't look right. I'm like, that does not look right at all, because they were different shades.
His old Ranger was wrecked.
He's still in the Ranger.
Right, but his old one.
Oh, old, yeah.
He had an old one.
Yeah.
And it wrecked.
Yeah. Because he has his paid off. His. Yeah. I don't know what year he's got.
One of the newer ones.
24 was a redesign year. Ones, yeah. Right. And then, I don't know. Anyway. But 2020 maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway. But Ranger's a good truck and good off-road capabilities. I like the look, especially the 25. It looks so much better now. I guess I could be I guess I could be showing this off. So there's your. There you go. There's from Ford Media, what that looks like there. But yeah, so and looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, Ranger's there's your title. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's overlooked, I think. Kind of like some packages are overlooked, like on the Bronco Sport and such. I think they're kind of overlooked as well. But yeah, so there's that. But I don't know. Not much I wanted to say. It's just it's cool that Ford won another award for that. And also something that I think some people brought up too is that whether or not Ford actually won for Truck of the Year for the year on sales.
Yeah.
They're saying 48 years in a row. So Ford is still saying that they've won for truck sales. And I think the difference is because Chevy has their Chevy truck and their GMC, but those are separate model lines. So unlike the F Series where you get Super Duty and F-150 count on theirs, since they are different makes, they can't conclude the sales together. So if you actually included the GMC and the Silverado sales, they actually outbeat Ford. But because they have to separate them out because they're different manufacturers, Ford won the title. So I guess it depends on how you want to look at that. But
it's overlooked because there's almost no advertising for the Ranger.
Right, there's no rebates on them right now. No. F-150, what, $2,700 rebate right now on those?
I will say, I honestly do not like the Ranger. We drove one to Colorado, of course, but I don't like. It feels like it's pulling. You know what I mean? I feel like it's slow to the, like when you press on the gas, it's not a jump. It's a slow gradualness. It feels like it's pulling. I don't like it.
Do you feel that way in the Bronco? Because they have the same engine. Well,
but Bronco. Then also the Ranger makes noise. It makes a louder noise, I feel like, that I hate. I hate getting in a Ranger and turning it on because it just makes this loud revving sound that does not sound pleasing to me, but I love the Bronco.
So when they talked about the Bronco, I was trying to figure out if I wanted a 2.7 and 2.3 engine, and the trainer it was here that I really liked it. That's no longer doing it for us. Training, he's not our trainer, somebody else is, but I was like, yeah, trying to figure out if I want the 2.7 or 2.3, and he goes, well, go drive a Ranger. I says, built on the same chassis, same motor, you know, pretty much the same weight. Just go drive one of those.
Interchangeable.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's a 2.3. And so that's why I decided to go with the 2.3 was I felt like that's plenty of power. That's all I need. Now mine is different than your Bronco 2.3 because I do have the Roush cold air intake.
Yes.
And the Roush exhaust, which helps with flow air in.
I've driven non-cooled exhaust, Broncos and whatnot. But I think the sound I'm hearing might be because of the engine bay. It might be a certain way that makes it reverberate. I don't know, but I do not like the sound it makes. and I don't like how loud it is when it does it. And I don't like how it pulls. But again, it's a different weight than the Bronco. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I prefer the Bronco.
Yeah.
Ranger's not for me.
I don't know.
Or Explorer or Edge.
I think Ranger's a good size because of what it is, because the Maverick might be a little small for some people, and the the F-150 is too big.
Yeah.
And so I think this is having a hard time fitting in. Now this fits in. Now remember, this is one of the top selling trucks in Europe.
I will say it fit 2 adults, 2 kids in car seats, and 3 dogs very comfortably.
Right?
And the 3 dogs were in the cab.
Now, here's my take is, I don't know necessarily you need a Ranger Raptor. If you got a Ranger with a 2.7 FX4 package, you can even go XLT, and it's not too expensive. And I think you got a lot of power there. That 2.7 is really good in that.
Yeah.
That's well.
And maybe I need to try driving a Raptor. Maybe that's different. I don't know, but
yeah,
I'm kind of like Mom. You know how she's picky about certain things? I'm picky about my cars and how they drive and handle.
Yeah, like she'll drive the Bronco, but only for like a day, and she's like, I got to get out of that because of the rumbling.
Yeah,
and I like that.
I love the rumble.
I love that. So I like the sound of the Roush on that. But
I like driving the Lightning for that exact reason.
Yeah. So we have you? Well, you haven't seen that. We haven't updated the prices yet. We're gonna do that tonight. But we have.
Gardner Connor, you ready for your weekly website scroll?
We have some Broncos that will be under $40,000 tomorrow. So we have a couple big Bens in there. I think. Let's see, what are they? Pull them up. I don't know if they're I'm pretty sure they're 2.7s. See, and we're ordering a lot of 2.7s, and I think it's because, I mean, we didn't know the 2.7 was going away. It's just there are some people around here that do some of our ordering that feel like nobody wants a 2.3, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the 2.3, and I think you need to order a little bit of both, but that's fine. But now that they did away with the 2.7, we're looking pretty smart because they did away with it. So we have a monopoly of Broncos with the 2.7 that you can get. And so, but we do have some big Bens. Actually, one's already under 40 before we made any adjustments. So we have a couple big Bens that are under 40. I said, hey, that's what I would order. And in fact, that's what I did order. Right. And I said, and then I just spent like 10 grand upgrading it. But we have a 2-door. Oh, they're both 2-doors. 2-door big Bens. And I think they're 2.7s. I guess I have to go into them.
They're pretty.
We got a carbonized gray. And it is 2.3 liter on this one. So 2.3 liter, under 40 though. So you remember what is it? 37.9 is the base price for Bronco, and then you add $2 grand to get it here. You're like 30. Basically, you're 39.9. Well, we're gonna have a Big Ben 2-door that's gonna be, and you can't get a Big Ben 2-door in 25. Just saying, if you want a good deal, we'll have a couple to choose from under 40. So there you go. And I think they're non-mid packages, I believe. But yeah, pretty good deal. But we got a bunch of black diamonds too. Yeah, these are non-mid package. So standard Big Ben 2-door, automatic with the rear locker, which you can't get anymore. And also the LED signature lighting, which you can't get anymore. Hard top 2-door, of course. But there you go. So stickered for $44,610 that we have at $5 grand off. We will have it $5 grand off. Right now it's not on there, $5 grand off. But and then we have a red one, a race red. Maybe that's the only difference is the price of the red color. Yeah, that's the only difference. No, automatic. Yep, rear locker. Yep, it's equipped the exact same way. It's just race red instead of carbonized gray. And that makes the difference of that $295, because for some reason race red costs you extra. Anyway, so there we go. But black diamond 2.7s, we got a bunch of those. And I think they're non-mid package too. So a bunch of those bubbies. All of ours are like $5 grand off. Unless you're looking at a Badlands. A couple Badlands in there are $8,000 off because they have $3,000 in rebates.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the other ones don't have $3,000. One Wild Track also about $7,000 off, I think, or something. So anyway, issues resolved on the 2.7. I don't know. Some of you out there that have a 2.7, have you had any issues? I think that's one of those things, kind of like with other things, where you might have some people have issues with it, but some people that don't. You know, things are mechanical. Things, you know, some people have issues and some people won't. You know, so I think that's why they haven't issued any kind of recall or anything. Is that I think some people have had some issues with the 2.7, and I know that there were some issues with the with the transmission or something. Maybe it was just the engine, and I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't get the 2.7. I got the 2.3 because there hasn't been any issues with that. But anyway, and what's funny is a lot of people didn't understand that they were still doing the 2.7 because they had heard rumors that the 2.7 was going away, and it's still around this year. Limited, but it's around. Only a few models get it.
Right.
So anyway, all right. There's that. Questions? Anything else you want to talk about?
I have a couple in here.
Oh, we didn't do our thing.
You squirrel brain.
We got a couple different ones in.
Warning. What's that say? Let me see. Warning. Opening this package will cause extreme happiness. Where's that one from?
Well, this one's from Colorado. Gotta love that. They even sent a little thing.
Oh, yeah?
Well, there's IG. It says in YouTube. Oh,
interesting.
Our Bronco Adventure. They're on YouTube. I think I might be subscribed to them already. Happy trails to you, and all theirs is in together. So they got a patch.
Kind of like how I put
another patch. So they got a patch with the collar on the background, which I love, and a patch of just the Bronco, and then that. I think I need to go and get some more of the state ones.
Yeah.
Send out both.
I wouldn't send out both. I'd say, which one would you like?
Yeah, sticker as well, and then so there's there. Pretty cool. There you go, and that is our Bronco ADV, and I think they have a YouTube channel too.
I opened that one for you.
So there you go. Put those put on a little bit. I'm not sure why I put it back in there. And then this other one is from Wisconsin. Wisconsin Dells. I've been up there. I've been there before.
I remember writing that.
Oh, they tried to give me messy.
Yes, another glitter bomb.
Didn't totally work though. I saw it just at the right second.
Not me. I got one piece.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know if theirs is painted that way or not. We don't have a lot of time, but before Tennessee, we need to get our a wrap. We need to get graphics on the Bronco. So your mom really wants a sunset on the side. We got to figure that out. I don't know what I got to do. I need to talk to Taylor.
That's what I was gonna say.
And sticker. I'm trying not to get this mess all over my desk because they're like hanging on for dear life. Little
Medusa.
Okay.
You don't know about the lady with snakes for hair?
Yeah. Rather not. That sounds terrible.
She turns people into stone.
That really sounds terrible.
If you look her in the eye, you will be turned to stone. And her hair is made of snakes.
Well, if I saw hair made of snake, I would be looking away anyway.
It's Greek mythology, I believe. Zeus. Like Zeus and Hades and all of that.
And there's your sticker. That's what I need.
There's also a coin.
I saw that. It's down there with the glitter.
Here.
Oh,
It's really sticking.
all right. There you go. All right. There's that. I need the card out of there, but I want to get glitter bombed.
I got
Okay.
you.
Any Q&A?
Yeah.
You got 6-starred.
Yep. Any way of ordering a Maverick Orange Center console phone holder?
I'm sure there are a lot of people out there in the forums, XLT, that they don't want theirs. You can probably trade with them. Should be able to, if you go to like parts, and I think I don't know if you ordered with us or not, but if you go to parts, they should be able to order. If you got a VIN off an XLT, they could punch that in and get the right part number, and then you could switch it out. Because those are just a silicone that just sits in there. So especially if you just want the center console one, you just pull the one that's in there out, the grabber blue, and put that one in. So you should be able to just get the part number. So yeah, you need a 2024 part number, but it should work. So anyway.
All right. My 2022 XL hybrid took only 278 days to be produced, 22 days from factory departure to PDI to complete. The 24 XL hybrid took 62 days from order to ship and 6 days from factory to PDI.
There you go. That's what we were talking about, how long people are taking.
Not a scheduling question, but what watch are you wearing?
Me?
Yes.
I have to look at my glasses. I can't remember.
Yes, to get the glasses out.
It's a deep blue.
It is.
It's a dive watch, but yep. I got a watch
collection.
I used to get watches for a while. Watch gang, where I'd do a spin and see what I'd get and that kind of thing.
All the managers used to do it. And then like for a bonus or a birthday present, they do a spin or whatnot.
Yeah. So but yeah, I have some.
My father-in-law's reducing his collection since he's retired now. Semi-retired?
There's
we aren't sure yet.
I would say of the watches I have, there's at least 3-4 of them that I don't even wear.
Yeah.
That I just need to.
So. If any of you are Law McArthur customers and worked with Lee Davis in the past, he has semi-retired. We don't know if he'll come back or not, but if you worked with Derek Stitham, he's moved over to finance. He's taken his position.
And if you want, you can ask for just like a salesperson, you can ask for a finance person. So if you're like, hey, I worked with Lee last time, well, he's not here, but if you worked with Ben or you worked with Alex or whatever, you can ask. If
you had Derek as a sales associate, you can ask for him for finance.
So
I mean,
they normally will round robin so that everybody gets the number,
the same amount.
But to be honest, we have a great group of finance guys.
We do.
I mean, I really like all of them. So, good group of guys there. So, all right.
Okay. Are there any constraints for Ranger Raptor?
No. They didn't mention anything. I know they said Raptor this week. They didn't mention a wheel or anything. So.
All right. I'm seeing something on the 2026 Torino Cobra.
I'm not going to say it's not going to happen because last week I said that and I was like, oh.
Until we have proof, we cannot confirm because we have no idea.
I don't know anything about that. So, but there are a lot. I mean, I just thought that was something that was thrown out there because there are so much like stuff out there on YouTube just to get views. So it's hard to tell.
All right. Is the Pro Trailer Backup Assist now available on 25 Maverick Lariat and trimmers?
Yep.
You have to order.
If you order, it's a job 2. Anything produced February and on.
Anything on the lots currently will not have it.
No. There was somebody on Maverick Truck Club that had posted that the salesperson confirmed that there's a job 2 at their dealership and everything. They showed pictures and I said, those are AI pictures. I don't believe that. Please take some pictures. They said they were going to the dealership the next day. please show me some photos. I could be wrong, but I was told that sometime in January is when they start doing mass production one. So there might be a few trickle in during that time to make sure they have it ready to go for February. Nothing. So
Right.
the next day came and went. That was like over a week ago. They haven't posted any photos or tagged me at least. So I think I was right on that. And that because salesperson probably just didn't understand what they were asking for when they talked about trailer. They probably thought they were talking about the integrated trailer brake controller. That is not the trailer hitch assist and backup assist. Those are not the same thing. So,
All right. Douglas Blair says Deep Blue makes a great dive watch. And Vols is saying, I forgot the special edition watch Tim wore on a lot walk. Do you know which one that was?
Special edition watch. I don't know.
I mean, you've worn different ones to the different auto shows. I remember you wore one specifically because you're like, oh, we're going to see this, so I'm going to wear this watch specifically. Was that your carbon fiber one?
I don't know.
He tries to match his watch to his outfit.
Yeah, I use a lot of times we'll put this in or my tag with this shirt.
Yeah.
I don't have a Citizen watch.
Okay. Any update whether 2025 is the last year for Escape? Why would Ford discontinue its only model plug-in hybrid option?
Because there has not been. I mean, I think there was something that they put out that's saying this plant wasn't going to make the Escape anymore after a certain time, and it was supposed to be after I think 25 model year. But until we know for sure that 26 is coming, we don't really know.
Yeah.
So what was it? 23 was a new redesign year. So they usually go 3 years. So 23, 24, 25. So 26 would be a mid-year refresh. So I guess we'll just have to see if they're going to refresh it.
Yeah. But at this point, we don't have any news. They don't usually start coming out with 26 information till mid-spring, if anything. If they don't come out with it at the Detroit Auto Show, they typically don't come out with it until later, closer to summer. All right. Deep Blue, we did that.
Yeah, I do. They mentioned that. So this is what do they call that? Automatic watches.
Yes.
So these don't have a battery. So you just these will just sit like. So I have watch winders, and so the ones that have dates on them, I put those on the winders so I don't have to remember to do that.
Mhm.
Except for when it rolls over on the 31st, or on the when there's months of or there's only 30 days, 31. But then there's watches that don't have dates that are automatics. I just set in there because then all I got to do is set the time, wind it up, and then shake it a little bit, and I'm good to go. And I like those because there are some watches that I don't wear anymore because the batteries died, and I don't want to take them in to get them switched out.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Douglas Blair says, I love my Citizen watches. You don't have to wind them. No battery. They self-charge.
Yes. So it's the automatic watches. So
yeah. Detroit Auto Show is happening right now.
And we didn't go to Detroit, and I didn't see that Ford really announced anything big. I mean, they do have the Strop edition there, so go check that out if you want. They have the 25 Bronco Sports there. Of course, you can see those on about any dealer lots right now. Let's see what else. They'll probably have the GTD there, more than likely. Maverick Lobo will probably be there.
Yeah.
Again, that's all stuff. Since we went to the embargoed events,
we don't need
25 Expedition will be there.
Yeah.
We went to all those, so yeah. And since media really, what's really weird is they had a half-day media day on Friday, and then I think tomorrow media gets like a half day again.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But it's not just media; it's media and industry, which really means the people are going to get in the way of people that want to do media that wants to do stuff. That's so. Detroit hasn't been because we've gone to Detroit before, and it wasn't one of my favorites. To be honest, Chicago gives the media 2 full days, and I like that because that gives us a chance to get the content and get in there and get some good videos without people in the way. All right.
We have Paul coming down on Thursday.
Yes, one of our members is going to be here Thursday to pick up his Maverick.
His second Maverick with us.
Yes. Second. He's driving back to what? Seattle, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a
He's
little.
come down for Maverick
Is he
meetup.
driving down or flying down?
Flying.
Okay, so he's not trading in his Maverick.
No.
Then.
But I'm pretty sure he's been. No, was he one that came down to pick up his Maverick for the Maverick meetup and drove it back?
No, he did no because he picked up earlier.
Then he's come down for Maverick meetup.
Well, he came down to pick up the Maverick. I remember that because we've got pictures right out here. I remember
Yeah.
that, and then he drove back.
Could have sworn he's been to a Maverick meetup. Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Oh, yep. Greg sees on the fence between 24 and 25, but sounds like no update on camera. His budget is tight, so it won't get him into a lariat.
Who knows what they're gonna do? I mean, now that 25s have hit dealer lots, like we have several available.
Getting those 24s to sell will be hard.
Yeah, once the 24s come out, we have 82 24s out there.
Jeez.
That we're gonna need. That once the recall gets done, we're gonna need to sell, and we have 16 Mavericks, right? So 16,
and
25s.
All those 24s are building interest currently.
No, they're not charging. They're giving us credit back for that.
Oh,
talked about that.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so for December they gave us credit back for anything we had as of the 30th of November. So if they were in there, then they gave us the credit back for that. So they are doing that at least, but.
Mike, I'm driving to Seattle in winter from Kansas. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very. What's on Tim's January 23rd birthday wish list? The 2023 Ronald McDonald Charities of Kansas City was classy.
I don't know. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that for Facebook this year or not, because I know on Facebook you can do that. You can have people donate and goes towards a certain charity or whatever. But I don't know.
And I think you did that based off of Jolie's that year.
Yep. I need to start a Bronco event fund. Well, I need a Florida meetup fund.
There we
go.
Do
this. Anyway.
Picked up my new F350 the day after Thanksgiving and paid for a new Airstream today. 30-year Ford retiree. Save and invest your money, folks.
Great advice.
Yes. I'm glad you got your F350.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll pull that Airstream.
Uh-huh. And then some.
Yep.
Oh. All right. I don't have any other comments start.
All right. Any other last questions or anything?
I don't know. It seems like Allie's going to be my next interview.
So don't forget that. Make sure that you are following Sarah on the YouTube channel, on Spotify, and social media, so that you see when that video is going to go live at 4:00 Central on Thursday.
Yep.
So be looking for that.
So that way it hits the 5 o'clock. People headed home.
That's right.
East Coast.
Yeah.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. There we go.
All right, Jack. Barb is going to come with us to Florida. So then you got to make sure your wife comes over as well, so that we can say hi and chat. So that was fun when we were in Tennessee. So anyway, that'll be fun time. See how people can get there.
My channel in a while. 38 subscribers.
All right.
47 views. That's awesome.
The coffee's not helping.
No? I'm probably going to go home and do dishes.
It'll probably kick in right when I leave. All right. Well, there's no other questions. I think that's all we got here for tonight. So, all right. So, yes. So don't forget things coming up next week. We will have a live stream next week, and we'll be traveling after that to NADA, and then and then several weeks later we'll go Florida meetup. So we'll get with Ridgeview to kind of get that planned, and Jack and all the Florida people and get
I'll
that
go ahead and
get that
send
planned
out
up.
an email to all the Florida people that we have.
Yeah, meet up. Anybody in South Florida or
Information.
anybody, I guess, in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Well,
far
you
to
know,
set it
other
up.
people can come from other states, so I'll go ahead and
Yeah, I don't know. It's South Florida though. It'll be a drive for even people in the Panhandle of Florida. It's a pretty good drive, I think. But yeah,
I'll go ahead and send the blast out to the entire members
alrighty. I think that's it.
the right way, like Brian told me. Brian taught me how to CC in emails so that other people can't see the emails. They can only see it who it was from.
Ah, there you go.
I didn't know how to do that.
Oh, yep. All right. Well, that's it. I hope you guys had enjoyed this one. Give me some great topics for the next couple of weeks. We might. I mean, I don't know. I mean, NADA is really for dealers. It's more. Sometimes the stuff there's going to be a Ford meeting there. So, next week I need a good topic, but then the week after we might talk about NADA and what Ford has told dealers, and that's a possibility. So we'll see if we can do that. But yeah, so there we go. So not a lot going on right now in the Ford world. Not a big announcements and such like that. I mean, we're full speed with 25 model year vehicles coming. It's fun getting like the Mavericks on the lot and being able to see those. Getting the Bronco Sports are now starting to show up. And man, 25, Ford did a good job for 25 model year for the Bronco Sport. They did a really good refresh and a really good step up the game. You look at the Big Ben, it does not look base at all. You look at the grill and everything.
Looks really good.
It looks
our
really
poll.
good. Oh, we never closed our poll.
We never closed our poll.
62% said yes. What was the question? Whether or not that weekend would work?
July 25th and 26th for Maverick meetup. Yes, that's a good weekend for 62% out of 50 votes.
So how many people?
50 people voted.
Okay, so I expect 62% of the 50 I expect to see here. You said you'd come. You said yes. So expect to hear what's 60% of 50. Quick.
Ford enthusiast says we need to go into the Northeast, maybe New Hampshire.
It's been at 31, so I expect to see 31 people there. And we didn't do a meetup, but we were up there in New Hampshire not too long ago. Well, maybe it was last summer. Wow.
Yeah.
Been up there, but we haven't been to like California in that area. Definitely haven't been up to like Seattle and that area.
I've wanted to go to Seattle since I watched Frasier.
Yep. We were real close because we were trying to plan for something for Barbara and I to go to, and we were going to that weekend that we're going to go to Florida. We were talking about it, and I was actually looking at New Mexico to go off-roading in New Mexico. And
Ironcon says they do Bronco meetups fairly frequently up there, up in by New Hampshire and that area.
Yeah.
That's where Ragnacon's at.
Yeah, Kansas, we don't do anything.
And see, we have Paul, Chris, Alan. Well, Alan's not Seattle area, but Paul and Chris are in Seattle area.
Yeah.
Chris just said come to Seattle.
Well, and Alan.
Alan? Where's he at?
He's up in, I think, Seattle. Or Oregon.
Oregon, which is right there.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. I think that's it.
Maybe we need to go on tour. Take a few weeks off and go tour.
Actually, I'm working on something. We're working on a project. We're trying to work with Ford on something. And I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx it, but we're working on something with Ford that we're going to drive from South Coast up. I won't say from where, up the north. So who knows? We might be doing, at least me.
Yeah,
you probably won't be able to get off.
Be able to.
We might be doing a little road trip. We're working with Ford to see if we can put something together. So we'll keep posted on that and hopefully cross our fingers that we can get that accomplished.
Yeah.
Got some people that are
maybe
voting for me
Maybe we'll plan a tour later on in my kids' lives when both are in full-time school.
So
We're
anyway,
close.
yeah.
David's starting preschool this year.
we'll see. Anyway,
We have 2 years of that.
okay, yeah, we're working on a road trip from a special destination. I'm not gonna say anymore because I don't know.
Road trip show would be awesome.
I don't know if we can get it to work, but I know that, yeah, there's some people that are wanting to include me in a road trip.
Yeah.
With a couple Ford vehicles. So
It'd be
Anyway.
awesome.
all right. Anyway, that's that. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. I guess we'll see you next week. Don't forget to check out our Built Wild Wednesday video tomorrow night, 6 p.m. ish. Super Duty Saturday. Those videos aren't getting a lot of exposure yet. I think they will over time when people see we're doing these regularly. And if you want, if you have something you want us to cover when it comes to Bronco Sport for Wednesday or Super Duty for Saturday, let us
Maverick
know.
for Monday?
Yeah, or Maverick for Monday. Let us know that as well, and we want to cover some stuff and get that. So I got some things that I've gathered. Them like, hey, I know people have asked about these things, so we'll have those in line. But otherwise, let us know, and we can try to cover those for you on those videos. So anyway, looking forward to that series and those really taking off and getting some looks and exposures, and yeah. And don't forget, if you want a Bronco Sports,
Yes.
we also pay for your travel expenses to Bronco Off Rodeo.
For one person, right?
Well, we'll pay for up to $1,000 of travel
Okay.
expenses. So if you go with somebody and you can get their flights and everything else, which you should be able to under $1,000, then we'll pay for the travel expenses, and we'll pay, and then you get in for one person for
Yes.
free.
You pay for the
For
second
complimentary, whatever, and then the other person you have to pay for. But
Yes.
and work with us on that as well, because I think
we're paying for their way, not their stay, right?
Well, that's hotel, flights, hotel.
Oh, okay.
Travel expenses.
Okay.
So
I need to go do some editing.
because you can do some travel. You should. I mean, you can fly to a lot of places.
Yeah.
If you plan it out far enough in advance, you can get there pretty cheap, and then hotel.
Okay.
Too. And we're working on getting some information from each of the locations, from some of the people there, with some of the best deals and even coupons and such to use at restaurants in the areas as well.
Okay.
So when we go to Texas, I'm gonna try to talk to. Actually, I already got some connections with the Clouds down there, and that are running that one, and some of the others, to just try to get some of that, and maybe even get a discount for the second person as well. So we're trying to get not only help with travel expenses, but also get like a discount package and some coupon codes and stuff like that for different restaurants, and hopefully the other person's pass to Bronco Off Rodeo.
Yeah.
So there you go. And our Broncos are super great deals right now. I mean, like I say, Broncos at $5,000 to $8,000 off. Bronco Sports. I mean, we got a Bronco Sport that's. I mean, we have some 24 model year Bronco Sports that are a really good discount deal as well. We got a Heritage Edition in the blue that you like, 31, so $5,500 off.
Yes.
We got a Big Ben with the Black Diamond package for $5,000 off. $29,850. So pretty good deals on Bronco Sports as well, if you're looking for a good deal. And let me tell you, there were some people around here at the dealership that used some of our used Bronco Sports during the snow, and they were just amazed at how well the Bronco Sport drove in the snow. We had some deep snow, and I had to put ours in the 4 high a lot for our Bronco, so they were getting around with no problem. And Melissa has said that this thing drives so good in the sand, snow.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bronco Sport is great. You got a little issue with clearance, so depending on where you're going to go off road, but that's a very capable vehicle.
That's what Niles' wife is in, is a Bronco Sport that he added a little bit of lift to, because they live out in the country and they've had trouble getting stuck before. And a little more aggressive tread because of that. Instead of the Wild Peak, they have a little bit bigger tire, and yeah, he said it's gotten around a lot better than his F-150. Yeah. So it is. They are amazing. So anyway, so there you go. All right. No more about that. So thank you very much for joining us. Hope you guys have a great week. Yeah, other than that, stay positive, be kind to one another, and be kind to yourself.
We'll see you.